This episode of Unqualified is brought to you by McDonald's, proudly serving communities since 1965. On the drive to and from my parents' house in Washington State, we almost always stop at two particular McDonald's, one in Salem, Oregon, and another in Eureka, California. At the moment, we are in the parking lot of the Salem location, and I just finished a Big Mac and fries. Even though we are just passing through, I appreciate the familiarity and feeling of community. The other day, I was looking through my mother-in-law's photo album and came across a photo where she and her friends are standing in front of a McDonald's wearing their cheerleading uniforms. I usually call my mother-in-law New Mom, but her name is Marcia. Under the photo, Marcia had written a note, and I talked her into letting me read it here. San Bernardino, California. I have so many memories of this McDonald's over the years. My father took me there on what I think was opening day. What a thrill it was as a young girl to order a chocolate shake, hamburger, and French fries. Then there was the time when my cousin Hinda and I were given a tour and allowed to take dill pickles by the cupful out of a huge barrel. We must have eaten 100 pickles each. Everyone in my family knows the story of how I accidentally missed the ketchup container and dipped a fry into my milkshake. Now when I dip fries in my shake, it's on purpose. I remember when I was 12 years old, my mother and my cousin Noel Novak, Larry's brother, picked me up from dance class, and we went for dinner to celebrate Noel's graduation from high school. Years later, when I was in high school, we would go to McDonald's every Friday night after the football game. I wish you could see this photo. Marcia couldn't remember if they won the game that night, but everyone is smiling as if they did. Wherever your local McDonald's is, there's nothing better than that wonderful feeling of community. Well, maybe that feeling is tied with eating a Big Mac. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Okay, so the obvious thing that I want to talk about is our names.
Yeah.
So have you noticed with the popularity of Frozen? Like, because you always had the advantage.
Yeah.
From my point of view, that you're Anna.
Right.
And I'm Anna.
Right, that's
which
true.
Which is what my parents fucking did to me.
Do you have one? But you have two ends.
I have two ends.
Oh.
Well, that's what I'm saying. My parents fucking did that to me.
Because listen, in Brazil, I'm Ana Maria. You know, like that's how I tell people to call me Ana Maria when I'm in Brazil. But it's like not, you know. But anyway.
So
I'll like drop the end for them if they need. You know what I mean? Just to make it work in their brain. But
do people ever call you Anna?
All the time.
Really?
All the time. Yeah.
Is that because of Frozen? Has it been recent or?
No, people just. I mean, people. You know, listen. Like people get funny with pronouncing names anyway. I mean, my husband's last name is So, and they'll still pronounce. People will still like get tripped up, and I'm like, it's in the language that you speak all the time. Like it's
So,
and they're like, how do you pronounce this? Yeah, I mean, it's S-O. It's like it's so simple. I just said it in my sentence. Yeah, but you know, so people get tripped up with everything.
Okay, so
then I give them my last name. I mean, with Chlumsky. I mean, I don't blame anybody for getting tripped up with that because it's a mess.
What do people usually say?
I've gotten Chomulsky. Chlumsky is the most common error. Chlumsky, you know, and then there's the spellings too. Then they'll spell it. I've had people put a P in it. Klumpsky, and you're like, thank you, no. You know, but yeah, I mean, yeah, but it runs the gamut. So,
and do you correct people?
I have started to, yeah. In the last maybe 2 years, I've been really good about doing it right away so that it's not awkward and just this is how it is. And it's the most fun is when people challenge you though, and they're like, really? And you're like, well, yeah. You're like, of course, yes, I know how to pronounce my name. And they're like, yeah, but
do you?
I have had people challenge me. They're like, no, but there's an H. I'm like, yes. Do you say Christmas? You don't say Christmas. You don't, like.
So annoying. Wow. Ugh. I've had people sort of accuse me of being pretentious.
Because of the Anna?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I know. I know.
I mean, you're like the last person that anybody could ever accuse of being pretentious.
Scary Movie 1, 2, 3, and 4. I've humiliated myself.
I mean, those are
times
intellectual
on camera,
the prowess
in a public forum. Please don't accuse me of being pretentious. I don't even know how to read. But okay.
Well, you should work on that.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
Maybe. Will you run a literacy program?
Let's take this entire podcast and me just teach you how to read.
Okay, Anna, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. This is lovely.
Really thrilling. And you're 6 months pregnant.
I am.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
That's incredible. Thank you for giving me your baby.
Oh, well, I hope you do well. I hope you guys do well.
It's going to be a beautiful baby, and I'm just so thrilled. Didn't have to pay for it or nothing.
Yeah, how about it? I know. Oh, a lot. Yeah. I could make horrible jokes right now, and I really don't. I shouldn't get myself into that grave.
I have a major VEEP obsession.
Yay.
It is so fucking good.
Oh,
it is
thank you.
And you're so fucking brilliant.
Thank you.
On that show.
Gosh.
And I hope that, I don't know, I just hate to hear the idea that it might be ending or whatever.
Well, it just got picked up for a 6th season, so we're okay at least for another another season.
Oh,
yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I haven't heard that. Where'd you hear that?
No, I didn't hear it. I'm just like already.
It just feels long. You're like, wait, really? 6 seasons?
No,
like,
I'm just already mourning like the idea that it could disappear because
don't
it's
miss things
so
twice.
Fucking
don't
good.
miss things twice.
Isn't
that good?
Yeah,
because I do it too much too. Somebody told me that once, and I've kept it.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. What's another good thing to not miss twice?
Well, when people visit you and you're enjoying their company, that's usually when it comes. Like, my mom does that a lot. Like, she'll, like, the last day of a visit, she'll get really, really anxious and, like, freak out and, like, want to take a ton of pictures and this and that. And you're just like, yo, like, be here, be with us. We've had a great time. Yes, tomorrow you'll miss us, but don't, think about how you won't be with us today when you're with us today.
That is definitely the social media problem that I face because I'm really bad at it. But I do feel like I should be more active. But I also feel like, why do I need to record everything? Can't I just record things on my brain? And I also,
well, you probably go through that with being a mom too, don't you? Like, I have that thing where I want to preserve this moment. But if I leave right now and look at my phone and press little buttons on my phone, I have now missed the moment. So I would rather experience it than...
Also, I'm convinced I'm going to get dementia.
Well, we all do. I mean, we all live too long.
Sure. With any luck, it's going to be euphoric dementia.
I think you would. I mean, this is going to get
I probably
so
already have euphoric dementia.
Yes, you just said that.
But I could, I don't know. And then I'll only be able to relive the happy memories in my life. And
that's a great, I mean, that's, I don't know. I had, my one grandma had Alzheimer's, like flat out Alzheimer's. It was horrible and sad. And it's an awful disease. And I'm glad that they make strides. My other grandma had dementia, and it was different. She would just kind of relive the happiest things.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And she like
county
she
fair.
was so present.
Fair.
You're like, I just want to be at the county fair. But yeah, and like all of her dead relatives would like kind of just be there talking to us all, and she's like, oh yeah, my dad says hi and he's proud of you. And you're like, oh my gosh, like what's it was cool for kind of, it was sad for people to watch because it's not normal. But once you kind of pull back, you go, oh, well, if this is the way you're going to feel.
Yeah, it's like Coachella.
I'd rather this.
It's like Coachella. I see Coachella for the rest of my, 7 years.
Yeah. So, who knows what's in store for all of us.
This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by Warby Parker. Warby Parker was founded with a rebellious spirit and the lofty goal of creating boutique quality eyewear at a revolutionary price point. Sunglasses, with or without a prescription, start at $95 and, just like eyeglasses, are available through their home try-on program. You just choose 5 pairs and see which ones you like. I was surprised by how quickly they arrived, which presented me with the immediate problem of deciding which ones to keep. I loved all of them, so you can guess what happened. And not only can you feel good about how cool you look, you can also feel good knowing that for every pair of glasses sold, Warby Parker distributes a pair of glasses to someone in need through partnerships with nonprofits like Vision Spring. Offering eyeglasses, sunglasses, contact lenses, and eye exams, Warby Parker is committed to providing exceptional vision care online and in stores. So put your FSA or HSA dollars to good use on Warby Parker prescription glasses, prescription sunglasses, contact lenses, and eye exams. Try Warby Parker's free home try-on program. Order 5 pairs of glasses to try at home for free for 5 days. There's no obligation to buy. Ships free and includes a prepaid return shipping label. Try 5 pairs of glasses at home for free at warbyparker.com/unqualified. That's warbyparker.com/unqualified. This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by ZocDoc. Who gets excited about trying a new restaurant that has 2 out of 5 stars? When it comes to finding healthcare, don't ratings matter even more? ZocDoc is a free app where you can compare doctors, read reviews from real patients, and even make same-day appointments. When I finally called to reschedule my dentist appointment, I was told that my dentist had been retired for nearly 3 years. In my defense, parking was a nightmare. Through ZocDoc, I found a new dentist who had great reviews, took my insurance, and whose office was actually within walking distance. I was also able to book an appointment instantly without talking to a receptionist who made me feel guilty about not having my teeth cleaned for 3 years. My new dentist didn't make me feel guilty either, and only suggested I floss a little more often. Whether you need a primary care physician, dentist, dermatologist, psychiatrist, eye doctor, or other specialist, ZocDoc makes healthcare easy. Now is the time to prioritize your health. Go to ZocDoc.com/unqualified and download the ZocDoc app. Sign up for free and book a top-rated doctor who might be available as soon as today. That's ZocDoc.com/unqualified.
I know that we have limited time with you, so we're going to get into rapid fire questions.
Oh, fun.
Well, it's not so rapid fire, so you can take your time.
I feel so guilty every time I hear how limited the time is.
No.
No.
Normally,
it's going to be great.
it's because I talk to people for like 4 hours.
Oh, but I love that. I mean, I'm loquacious as well, so it's like, yeah, I see. So compared to 4 hours, one is shorter. That's math. That's math.
And poor Sim.
She's not exaggerating, by the way.
He has to like cut
4
out
hours is
3 hours of my talking. He's probably going to cut this part out right now.
Well, that's the prerogative you have. It's your prerogative.
Okay, so now I do want to talk to you at some point about fame if we have time.
Fun.
Because I have as does anyone, a complicated relationship with
I would be nervous for anybody who doesn't have a complicated relationship with.
Annoying.
Oh, do you have your phones set on airplane mode?
No, but I had turned it on to vibrate. But hang on.
Okay.
Not vibrate. It doesn't vibrate. I don't know why I said that.
And Anna, this applies to you as well.
Fuck you. Anna, if you've ever listened to our podcast,
I have.
Then when I tell Sim to fuck off, it fills me with so much gratification. And I just...
yeah, there's special people in your life that you can actually do that, and it's okay. And it's a wonderful... It is a wonderful thing. It's a deep intimacy.
It is. But he rarely says it back.
He doesn't feel that comfortable with you.
I guess not. No, he's...
Well, I guess off the air I do.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you're brilliantly aware that people are listening.
Exactly.
Oh, there's that.
I'm also aware that if I say anything to Anna, then on Twitter people will say things like, "How dare you say that to Anna?"
Well, know what? Who gives a crap?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Say on
That's
Twitter.
right.
This is very new for me.
You're gonna-
This
I
whole
know,
Twitter
I
thing
know.
and being on air. This
I
is something that's
know.
completely new.
You just can't care.
Of course,
But that does take experience.
it does.
And it's not like I'm good at it yet, but yeah.
I don't know if I'm ever good at... Well, that's what this is for.
What's that? Wine?
You weren't supposed to say that out loud, Anna.
I really didn't know it was wine until now.
No. It's white grape juice.
Well,
Welch's.
tasty as well.
Okay, so here's the rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Where's the craziest place your kid puked on you?
Well, it's always in the car. It was always in the car. So it's not crazy. That's where we all puke.
I know.
It's not that crazy.
You're always like, no, but you're always transporting them. They're always puking everywhere.
Yeah.
And you're never really in like some fabulous place.
No, but
where-
it felt crazy. Well, the time I'm remembering, it was like her first week of life. And I was breastfeeding her in the car before a pediatrician. It was like the first time we'd taken her out. It was just it was a back seat full of anxiety. My mother kept on trying to reposition the breast cover. This is not rapid, by the way, and it was just stressing all of us out. And my daughter was just like eating, and then it just all threw up. So it was just a bad day.
Do you remember, didn't you feel like you couldn't wear a nice top for a year and a half?
Yeah. Yeah. And then like here I am pregnant again going, "Oh, I'm so glad I have all of these big huge tops." So, I don't know. I haven't gotten to the point yet where I'm not like, "Oh, this is really nice." I'm like, "No, it's not nice, Anna. It's really not."
I do. Yeah, I remember that feeling of like, well, there's another expensive vintage T-shirt ruined.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
my
Oh, yeah, that stops.
stupid hipster. Yeah.
But you don't even want to wear them because because your boobs hurt and you're like, you just want to wear T-shirts and sweatpants, and then you know what the slippery slope is. You're like, okay.
I know, but then I
You're
always
like, here we
felt
come,
like
Walmart.
I miss feeling sexy, you know?
I agree. Yeah. No, I know. And thank God for the husbands, because then they remind you, and then you go, okay. Because like I have this mythological expectation of myself, or I don't know what it is. Because we do a date night every week, and it's very important to us. No matter what, even if I'm running a little late, I will stop to put on earrings and mascara for this date night. He sees me. He sees. I mean, it's not like I'm going on it, but there's just something about like clicking in.
Oh, totally.
To like, I'm wearing mascara, and therefore this is a date night, and where it's going to be romantic or whatever.
No,
So,
that does not
yeah.
sound crazy at all.
Oh,
like
good.
I think that
Oh, good.
like I put on makeup when I know I'm not going to leave the house because I feel like it feels sort of like the one thing like I'm not going to work out, but
Right.
I am going to put on makeup.
Yeah.
While I watch reality television.
Yeah, there's got to be something.
Yeah.
We've all got something.
Okay, so when your kids are adults, what will be their biggest complaint to their therapist about you?
Either bossiness or lecturing. I think they are connected. So yeah, probably lecturing. I find myself doing it already, and she's 2.5. It's like, chill out.
I need some lecturing.
Well, I have to teach you to read already. Jesus Christ. We do have limited time considering what we have to accomplish.
Okay, who is the bigger gold digger? Belle from Beauty and the Beast or Aladdin?
Aladdin. Oh my God.
I love how
Well,
immediate
he
you
says it. Like, he says it in the whole, he's got it, those ambitions. He's got ambitions. All he wants is, and now I'm going through the lyrics.
But don't you think that's the idea of gold digger is so rarely applied to a man?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, definitely.
I've seen it applied to men before,
Oh,
especially in
fuck
LA.
you.
Straight men? Straight men?
Straight men, yes.
Have you ever been a gold digger, Sim?
No, of course not. No.
But then, see, they
No.
get the awesome Louis Prima song. I'm just a gigolo. And I mean, that it's celebrated. Whereas,
Right.
Well, I guess women. I mean, they have the Ray Charles song. So.
I was
The Ray Charles / Kanye West song.
Exactly.
I was telling Sim though earlier that that the term gold digger and homewrecker are sort of usually applied for women, and how that's a little bit annoying.
You know, it's funny. I listen to a lot of opera, and and you go back to these stories. There are so many stories, you know, in the 18th, 19th century, even earlier, where like the strongest female you'll find is like a sorceress who's like going to destroy you and turn you into stone or so. It's like there's this fear of strong women, and they become these like monsters in these librettists, you know, life, and they're wonderful roles, and the songs are or the arias are beautiful, but you do start to go, all right, what's this intense fear you have, like a fear of women, like of powerful women?
And it's
it's like when okay, I don't have to that tangent. Did you see that thing? And I rarely get political, really do, in public. But did you see the thing? This is a while ago that Ted Cruz put out. You know, kind of doing the Clinton. They did like an Office Space parody of when they're like kicking the printer, and so she's like, you know, like kicking the computer, and they're talking about the emails and whatever. But like. The song was like, it's good to be a Clinton or whatever. It was totally silly, and you know, he was like, I need the youngins to do something, you know. And she's in a power suit, and she's kicking something with all of her might, this woman who's playing Clinton. And I was just like, it goes to show you how threatened this side is of a powerful woman, because that's all that's all it was depicting, and that's all that was supposed to be so quote unquote frightening, was like a woman in pants kicking a piece of technology. And it's like, yeah, like what's so scary about that? You know what I mean? And it's just, you know, it's like, oh, okay, we're still there, I suppose. But to some.
The beauty of your show, I think, is that it's combating it.
I think so too. Yeah, I hope so.
Like, even though Julia plays sort of this maniacal, kind of wonderfully insane person, you still root for her, and you still.
I do too. She always talks about how she wouldn't even vote for her, and I'm like, well, given the other side, yes, you would. What are you talking about?
Totally.
Yeah.
She's brilliant,
Yeah.
and at least she's like, oh God, I just love it. And you're so brilliant on the show.
Thank you. Well, we could just talk about that for yeah.
Well, it's true. It's true.
Thanks.
Okay, here's another one. In Home Alone, Mr. McAllister paid to fly 15 people during peak holiday rates to Europe. What do you think he did for a living to afford that?
In Chicago. And they lived in the North Side.
How do you know that?
Because it was filmed in the North Side.
Okay.
I probably should. And my mom was a stand-in on that.
Oh, wow.
This is good.
I guess they're that feels, and a lawyer, probably a lawyer. Honestly, yeah, I think he was probably a lawyer, because I don't think there was a huge amount of like financial. You know, it's not Wall Street, so it's, you know, yes, there are traders. There's a Chicago Board of Exchange and all that, but I just don't feel like that's what he did. I feel like he was a really lucrative lawyer. Lucrative law business. And then,
I like it. Follow-up question. Do you think it's fair that the parents flew first class while the kids were in coach?
oh, I think about that every once in a while.
And
fair?
And would you do that?
Given their ages, yeah.
Me too. I love you. I knew I loved you before.
Why
now
not?
I love you even more.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, listen, as babies, no, and toddlers, no. Like, you're not going to sit in first class.
I don't know, Anna. Come on.
It depends. No, but like, you're not. I mean,
what if they're in like 12D?
Yeah, well, they wouldn't be, because they put all the families in like 36. But anyway, which is really smart, by the way. Anyway. Because then we're all together and we can all just like...
No, you're in 2D.
Oh, we're in... No, I know.
Toddlers and...
I know. But I just... Yeah, okay. You know, once they reach a certain age, absolutely. Like, I will sit in first class. You can be in coach. You're smaller, number one. You don't need the room. Two, you can aspire.
Yeah. I completely agree.
And of course, I mean, I can't imagine that we'll be paying first class for the children. That's a lot of. I mean, if you're lucky enough to be able to afford first class on international flight, like you're not paying for that 4 times. You just can't.
And
we're older. It's just that thing. The eldest gets the, it's pecking order.
Listen, when Jack gets of age and he's like, hey, Mom, Dad, I want to go backpacking around Europe so he can smoke weed in Amsterdam and sleep with prostitutes on my dime.
You should discourage that.
I'm going to give him $300 and say, go ahead, babe.
Yeah.
You go.
Yeah.
You go.
Yeah.
Like, right?
But then what do you do?
Sure.
Sure, but then he's taking
and
a
then
flight.
I'm getting
You're
a
home.
call
I'm confused.
from the American
Amex.
Yeah,
the embassy
exactly.
in Paris being like, your son got arrested for soliciting a prostitute.
Yeah, no.
Oh God.
Nah, he'll be fine.
Oh.
Life will figure it out for him. That's what I'm like. I have a my quote unquote practice kid. I always joke. My half brother is 14 years younger than me. And he's 21 now, and he's been studying in Florence for a year. And I'm so proud of him because it's really been his, spreading wings year, and that's what we all needed. And yeah, so life figures it out for you, and they do fine. Remind me, I said that when my daughter is like, I'm gonna go to hike in Nepal. Oh God, so.
I will.
Remind me.
I'm going to be like, can she come on the podcast?
The mountain will figure it out.
Okay, would you rather eat your own placenta or be in labor for 72 hours without an epidural?
Eat the placenta. At that point, you don't. I mean, you don't know what's happening. I didn't know mine was delivered, because I did take an epidural, by the way.
Me too, yeah.
So therefore, I didn't know what was really happening. But yeah, after my daughter was delivered, I was like, wait, don't, again, I got to stay on the clock, right? I'm like, wait, don't we also have to have another thing on the checklist? I have to deliver the placenta. And they're like, oh no, that was done. And I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, it's over there. You want to see it? I'm like, no, it's okay. Just my daughter's the better. My daughter was the better, part of it. It was too far. I was tired.
They didn't show it to me either, but I did want to see it.
Well, it's neato. I mean, it's kind of neat that you just built an organ.
I had an ovarian cyst when I was in high school, and it was the gross kind that grows hair. Do you know about this gross kind? They also kept been known to grow.
I like the idea that
fingers,
there's a non-gross kind of cyst.
and eyeballs.
Fingers?
Yeah, it's disgusting.
That's crazy.
It is gross, and apparently mine was the size of an orange, so I had it removed, and it had hair, which I can't imagine was pretty blonde hair.
That's what mattered? You're like, well, I want it to be pretty.
Sometimes they grow teeth. This is a real thing.
Teeth, fingers,
eyeballs, and eyeballs. And
That's
it's like a
frightening.
weird thing of like a egg developing without a sperm. Into a weird
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, they wouldn't show it to
God
me either.
bless you. Yeah. Well, that's okay. I think it's okay. It sounds like you would have been really judgmental of it.
I'm so fat. I wanted to see.
No, of course.
The gross thing that my body created.
Of course you did. No, that makes sense. And it came out of you, and it's weird, and it's
My
what
bodies
happened.
create all kinds of gross things.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And aren't they fascinating? That's
It
why
is. It is fascinating.
Look at our own poop, and that's why we you got to check it out. It's what kind of gross material am I producing?
I never used to check it out until I saw that Oprah episode, though.
Oh, really?
What happened during the Oprah episode?
It was all about poop. It was like when Dr. Oz became Dr. Oz. Well, I mean, he's always been Dr. Oz. That's not fair. But when he became a phenomenon, and the whole episode was about. I can't believe we're talking about this. The whole episode was about digestive health and how it should look like an S. And
ideally, it should be the shape of an S.
Ideally, that means you're in the best. Well, I mean, it's not about the shape. It's not like, I didn't make I made a triangle. Damn me, But it's just the texture should be one in which it comes out that way, right?
Oh,
but and at that time you're in your 20s. You're probably drinking too much, and I was having digestive issues, and so now I've always made sure to analyze my health in that sense.
In the poop form.
Yeah. I mean, that's too much for anybody to know, I suppose.
No,
but,
Anna,
but you should. Everybody should, because
we're gonna.
Oprah said so a while ago when we were still all listening to Oprah.
I know you have to be someplace, but we're gonna tie you up and make you poop.
No,
We're gonna
I'm
analyze
6
it
months
together.
pregnant. That's gonna be forever. Oh dear.
Okay, so after you give birth, what will be the first cocktail you get shit-faced on?
Shit-faced.
Yeah.
I hope that won't happen for a while because I don't like being shit-faced anymore.
What about like an indulgence?
Oh, Well, like I know that I'll have a beer and it's a particular beer that we've saved for like the occasion of being able to drink.
What's it called? What is it?
This one is Fruit Défendu, which is a beer that I fell in love with when we were in Belgium that you can't get here. So
Is it a white beer?
It's not. It's like it's malty and it's just got. I mean, it's got a bunch of different flavor, but it's more on the malty side. And it's very popular there. It's easy. It's a simple beer. It's not like you did something
Is
special.
it fruity?
It's kind of fruit, yeah. Because it's forbidden fruit is what it means. And it has like Adam and Eve on the label. But
Fancy.
but my sister-in-law brought it back for me when she went to Belgium after that because I didn't realize you couldn't get it here. And the beer that I had after. I must be enjoying my company because I'm like anxious, like I'm breathing up here. Anyway,
good.
it's like I want her to like me. Anyway, breathe deep. The beer that I had after Penny was another one that we had saved from Belgium, but this one is one that we happened on it, and we knew how special it was, but we really kind of like landed on a gold mine because like this is the kind of beer that like people will bid for on eBay. Like people are nuts about it.
How much does it cost?
I don't know. We'll have to look it up now, but they're nothing. I mean, like it's the whole thing is it's one of the Trappists. It's West Vleteren, right? Is the name of the beer, and it's one of the Trappist beers. You know,
What does that mean?
So the
Trappist?
there are certain Trappist monasteries, monks that that's just the name of their sect, and they all make different beers. And there's like Chimay is one of them.
Oh, I love Chimay.
Chimay is wonderful, and Rochefort is one. Mm-hmm. You can look them all up. Like I think there's 8, and particularly West Vleteren, they only sell it. You can only buy one case if you go to the monastery, and they also the tavern across the way has it on draft, and you can only buy one case, and they take your license plate down. So we didn't go there, like we didn't know it, but we knew about this beer, and it doesn't like have a label. It just has like a yellow. There's like a yellow and a blue and a red top. And my husband and I were in Bruges. Yes, and we went to this
this sounds so romantic.
I really love Belgium. I'm sad that they're going through so much right now because I love that place. And we we were in Bruges, and we were in a beer store, and it was there, and we were like, oh great, so we bought it, we drank it right away, and we were like, yeah, delicious, this is awesome, we're gonna go get some more. And so basically, I guess what happened is this guy had a hookup where he could get the cases every once in a while, but we were lucky because it was like the end of the case, and we bought one more bottle, and he was like, well, yeah, you're lucky because we're almost out. And it's like, then Sean looked it up, and he's like, oh my gosh, this is the West Vleteren, like this is what we have. And then we went to Brussels, and he tried different beer stores saying, do you have it? And they're like, no, of course we don't. So like we really were lucky to get our hands on it. We brought it home, and then we said, well, we'll save it for whenever I'm pregnant. This was like years, twinkle in my eye. And I was like, well, we'll save it, and I'll drink it for like my first beer after I have a kid. And I did it.
That's great.
Oh, so I can't wait. So then you, after the baby's born, you'll
So now this one's not a West Vleteren, but
But still,
second
that's
time
a
around,
great
it's still a beer I
story.
love, and I can't get my hands on. So
All right.
Well, maybe one of our listeners can send us a case. They have a hookup.
oh my god,
We
That'd be
have
amazing.
Can you imagine?
Huge Belgium.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
have some listeners in Belgium.
I
Maybe
can
they
imagine.
Sure.
I can imagine.
Okay, so what do you think Darth Vader's pickup line was to get Queen Amidala into bed?
I want to come up with something clever, but I
know,
can't.
it's a tough
rapid
one.
fire.
I know. Do you want
to get her into bed?
Yeah,
You know,
I know,
what?
'cause-
You know what? This is going to be really nerdy. I do want to skip it, and I want to skip it on principle because I
Perfect.
hate the prequels.
Perfect.
All right, great.
I love the new one. I hated the prequels, so like I can't even think about her. Like I can't even.
Okay,
But that's just because I'm so nerdy. When I was in high school, I wanted a Rebel Alliance tattoo and everything. So I just
Oh,
felt
that's
betrayed.
amazing.
I felt betrayed by the prequels. So anyway,
I know. I'm with you though, a little bit.
But the new one was great. I loved
was-
it.
it was everything. It was everything you needed it to be. It was so perfect. Oh, it was so good. I'm
was
sorry.
really
I'm like,
good.
we could go on and on. You could do an entire other podcast, by the way, of Sam Richardson, who's on our show, and me talking
Let's do it.
about
Perfect.
Can
we'll
we
have you
produce
back.
Star
Can we-
Wars.
Can we produce it and make all the profits, which right now are zero? But okay. So, grossest pregnancy craving you've ever had?
Grossest.
Grossest or greatest?
Oh, I don't know what's gross. I mean, it's funny because it's kind of gross when you think about it. This pregnancy, in the first trimester, I really wanted Progresso chicken noodle soup like all the time, and I say it's gross because it's not gross.
No.
It's actually tasty and the calories are fine or whatever. But you just go, oh my gosh, there's got to be a lot of sodium in there, right? Like a lot.
Sure, but that's delicious.
But it was delicious, and I was drinking a lot of it.
Yeah. No, listen. No, I think
But like
that's-
I'm a cook and I like grew up, like my dad's a chef and here I want Progresso. And I promise they didn't pay me to say that. Like it was just
I really wanted, when I was pregnant, McDonald's cheeseburgers. And my mom's a good cook. She would be horrified to hear me say that. And almond croissants.
I wanted pain au chocolat all the time with my first pregnancy. So yeah, croissants. It's the
was
butter
just
and the me
yeah,
too.
it was just like, this is
Yeah.
the easy carb, like
Yeah.
delicious,
All
sweet,
the time.
like
All the
butter.
Yeah. No, croissants was my thing too for Penny for sure. Yeah.
Delicious.
They're good.
Delicious.
But like I kind of still want them all the time.
I think that it comes down to sort of like flavor expectation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you need something that your mouth is going to be very familiar with, like a nostalgia.
Yeah.
I'm-
Definitely the
like-
comfort foods come in. Yeah. Yeah.
right? Like something like, just like
Yeah.
exactly what your mouth is going to expect, and that's what you want.
Yeah.
You need like nothing surprising.
Yeah. 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 It has to be the thing it's going to be.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And I think that's why I liked McDonald's cheeseburgers.
Right.
Because I knew exactly what flavor expectation my mouth was going to have.
Right. That makes sense.
Thank you. One pickle, sometimes two.
Okay.
Little mustard.
I've been
little
wanting
ketchup.
I want seafood and sushi and Japanese food all the time now.
You can't
That's
have
fun.
it. So
I can
yeah.
because my doctor said I can. So
Yeah. Good.
as long as you trust the place, and I'm not going
Right.
to eat sushi in a place that's stinky anyway. So I mean, yeah.
Oh God, now I'm not hungry for sushi.
Well, you live in LA, so you can.
I know, but then I never leave my house, which is part of the fame thing that I wanted to talk to you about.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yes, I'm not all that famous, but I do have like an increased agoraphobia that is ramping up.
I get it. We could talk for a lot, I'm sure, on it. Yeah.
I'm sure because you've been living this for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And
I don't know I wonder how connected. I had a little stint of not actual agoraphobia, like I left my house, but I was frightened, and that was like in 2008.
Yeah.
But it didn't have to do with being recognized or an audience syndrome. It had a lot more to do with just like today could be the day that like the safe drops on my head. Yeah, so you work through that. Cognitive behavioral therapy. Thank you.
I need you to help me with that. Okay, so if you ran for president, what would your campaign slogan be? I know it's another tough one that's awful.
I don't know.
But Anna, you have one though, right?
I do.
What's
Oh,
yours?
that's why.
I know. It's let's have a good time all the time.
Oh, that's good.
Which is
I
sort of
guess
a-
mine would be really boring and sad, but it would not sad, but I don't know. Love is the answer.
I like it.
That's
I like
the
it.
answer.
Got
Great.
your vote?
Amazing.
I got
Yeah.
your vote. You shouldn't
Yeah.
vote for me.
Yeah. Like let's not kill people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's be kind.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like it. Okay, so when you go into labor, video or no video?
No video. It's just one more thing.
Okay, but what if I did it?
Okay, you can do it. I mean, you're getting the kid anyway.
My lighting is awesome.
I bet.
And if you poop, I'll edit that right out.
Oh, good.
I hope it's an S shape, but
I know, right? At that point.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so now we're going into game.
All right, we're going to play a little
Sim
game
has
right
a game.
now.
This is so much fun.
Yes.
I
I'm so
love this.
glad.
So the,
Sorry that you can't have any wine.
Oh, it's fine. It's finite, this thing, Every time I'm like, oh, I'm uncomfortable. I'm like, Anna, chill out. Like, it's not going to be forever.
it's true. 3 months.
It's true.
Got my whole life to be able to sleep in whatever position I want. Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh gosh. But it is a patience game. I hate a bit of this saltine.
What is
I'm
that?
okay. No, thank you. I'm
Are you sure this doesn't look tempting
It
to
looks
you?
excellent. It looks really excellent.
I'm offering Anna.
It's
Especially on
literally
top of
like
our,
the
like,
last of
mocha.
your saltine. You have a bite left, and there it goes.
But you get credit for generosity.
Thanks.
Give me your last morsel.
fake.
It's fine.
Okay.
So the game we're going to play is called Politician or Real Housewives. Yeah.
Oh,
what
fun.
you're pointing at, okay, what Anna's pointing at right now are the buzzers. You get to choose your buzzer. It's either going to be a tambourine, you can shake it.
Okay.
There's a squeaky dog toy, which is a Santa Claus. And then these little mini cymbals. You can try that as well. Which one do you
I
want?
think it's the squeaky.
Okay, Anna, which one are you picking?
I'm gonna go with the symbol.
Cymbals. Okay.
Takes more.
That's going to be that's tougher actually because
less efficient.
I would go with the tambourine because
You want to use
yeah
one
you want to
hand,
you want to
'cause I
buzz in
got it one
quicker.
hand.
Yeah.
I shouldn't tell you this.
That's
here.
one of the tricks of the trade.
Thanks, guys. I love it that we're all on the same team.
So I'm going to read actual quotes. Whoever chimes in first will decide if the quote is from a politician or a Real Housewife.
That's hilarious.
All right.
Oh God.
Here we go. Well,
I
let's
haven't
start.
watched Housewives in like 3 years.
I don't think you need. You don't think.
I
You need
know,
to,
but
yeah.
I watched it religiously for a while. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. The first question. It's simple. If it jiggles, it's fat.
Real Housewife.
That is politician Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Damn. Sorry.
Arnold,
Schwarzenegger.
The second I said it,
simple.
I was like, "That's too easy." Like that's like they're gonna try to throw me off.
If it jiggles,
It's fat.
Yeah, if it's simple. If it jiggles, it's fat.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, and Mike,
What
if you can
about a
help me out,
penis?
if you can help me decide who
Penis
chimes in
jiggles.
first.
It's not fat. I'm just thinking of the things that. Anyway.
Jello.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he means. Well, actually, Jello kind of you could say is fat because it's animal tendon.
That's true.
And
And it's made from
Yeah.
But sort of not fat though.
no, that's
tendon.
not. I mean, yeah, it's true. I want.
Well, gelatin is made from-
isn't
right.
it made from a hoof?
Yeah, it's
Right.
all the different. It's like when you make aspic. Like anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, I'm getting nerdy.
Second question. If I were Two-Faced, would I be wearing this one?
Housewife.
Nope. And it's Anna.
Politician.
And it's actually Abraham Lincoln.
Huh. Would I be
right.
wearing this one? What was he talking about?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm
his
sorry.
face.
His face.
I'm
He was
sorry.
talking about his face.
Exactly.
Jiminy
I
Christmas,
I'm
Anna.
sorry. But I'm sorry that I totally robbed that.
Well,
Don't lie.
you
Stop
actually
feeling
you
bad about
actually robbed
victory.
the first two, Anna.
No, yeah, I've put myself out there. I'm the worst player ever.
Well, let's see how you do in this one.
Nope.
Third question. I always knew I was destined for greatness. Anna.
Real Housewife.
Yes, that was housewife Deshawn from Atlanta.
Deshawn. I don't even remember Deshawn. Okay.
All right, next question.
Just assumed it was gonna
No, it sounded good. Exactly.
Yes, it was.
Because you made the game. Anyway, go
All right, next question. I may be drunk, miss, but in the morning I will be sober and you will still be ugly.
Politician.
Politician.
That's Winston Churchill?
Absolutely. Good for you.
Whoa.
Okay, thank you.
Nice work.
Okay.
Churchill.
That was very impressive.
Not only did you know that it was a politician, but you knew it was Churchill?
Yeah.
Damn, Anna.
All right. Next.
You're our smartest guest yet.
I
I'm
think
still
she-
losing.
She might be. You're still
No.
losing. It's 3-1 right now.
Doesn't matter.
No,
All right.
wait, what do you mean you're 3-1?
Yeah.
It's 3-1. Yeah, you're winning 3-1.
Yeah, but I cheated.
You
No,
didn't
you
really
didn't.
cheat.
I
She
totally
chimed in.
cheated.
She
Well, then
chimed
next
in
time
first.
you have to change the rules.
All right, we'll
right
change
now,
the rules next one.
Yeah.
So why don't we call it 1-1? Since we'll
I'm
we'll
saying
earn
next
it.
person. Like, this is already done. We've
All
already
right,
begun.
3-1.
You can't change the rules in the middle
we
of the
can
game.
do whatever we want at this podcast, but we'll keep it 3-1.
Fair.
You're being really sweet.
I want to give you the candelabra that over there if you win.
Yeah, if you win, you get
Is
the
this one
candelabra.
big ploy to get rid of your things?
Would you also like the moose head?
Next question.
Like moose are hard to shoot.
They're big.
They are though, aren't they?
They-
Well,
Are they,
Chris will tell
though?
you that.
Listen.
I don't know anything. My husband's from Maine, so I think they're just big and they're mean.
They're big and yeah, they get angry. But anyway, my
They're angry if they're shot.
I love it that your husband's from Maine.
Yeah.
Does Alex Trebek have to deal with this at all when he's trying to
Yeah.
host a game show and
He
people are
doesn't.
the contestants are talking
He
back and forth?
really does not.
No, because he shuts it down like
He
a
shuts
real
it-
man would, Sim.
All right, I'm going to shut it down right now. Next question. I don't need to prove anything. I know who I am, and God does too. Anna,
Real Housewife.
do you know who it is?
It sounds like a Beverly Hills.
No.
Shit.
I think
New York.
I think it's Jersey. I think it's what's her face's sister
Oh,
because they were really into God.
you mean
Joe and what's
No. It's actually Alexis from Orange County. But you still get, you still get it.
Oh, I forgot about her. Yeah, she
You
was
still- you
really
still
into
get
God.
remember
point.
she was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
she
yeah,
was
yeah.
like first my husband
Yeah.
and then God or maybe God then my
Yeah,
husband
yeah.
and then kids.
Yeah, and she was skinny. She got really skinny. Anyway,
She had
I can't believe I just judged
huge,
somebody's weight. That's
huge
horrible.
boobs.
I meant that well.
I actually
But I just was like,
I
wow.
sort of felt like maybe she like
kinda liked
I'm a
her.
feminist, but am I missing out on like the weird secret to like
No.
no,
No.
thanks Hannah.
No.
Thanks for shutting me down.
Oh my gosh.
Because I don't want to believe that, but
They just look so like to have big fake boobs
Well-
feels like it would be so burdensome.
I sort of thought like maybe her philosophy of like, you know, sort of the ranking of like, I'm going to be like a wife to like sort of the wife to my man.
Right. Right.
Like, I don't know. Was
Yeah,
that-
she did her part. But I liked it when she started to try and have her own career. And
Yeah.
I love how we talk about this as if it's not someone's life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I like how they wrote that in. Well, I mean, yeah, they do write things in. Whatever. Moving on.
Moving on. Next
I-
question.
I ended up liking her though. Moving.
yeah. But I kind of, yeah, anyway.
I kind of like the style of the game. Let's just do a question and then we'll talk about it. Okay, next question. Follow me around. I don't care. I'm serious. If anybody wants to put a tail on me, go ahead. They'd be very bored. Politician or Real Housewife?
I'm just going to say politician.
And you're correct. It's Senator Gary Hart.
Okay.
Gary Hart.
Do you remember Gary Hart?
Yeah, wasn't he from
yeah.
Washington?
Where was he
I don't
from?
remember.
Do you remember? Was it Donna? Mike? Was it Donna Rice and Gary Hart? That was-
Yeah, like look at Mike. He's like, oh.
Okay.
How long is this game going to go on?
All right. A few more questions. That's it. No, next one. Throw me to the wolves, and I shall return leading the pack.
I guess politician, right?
No,
No, that's a
That's a
housewife.
housewife, and it's Lisa from Beverly Hills.
Oh no!
Rats.
Next question.
I'm talking like I know these people.
By the way, it's really close right now. It's 4-3 Anna. Yeah. All right.
I
Next.
never win. Don't
By the way,
worry. Don't worry, Anna.
if you get this one
This is
correct,
all
then you'll have a
yours.
tiebreaker.
Oh,
I recently launched a Snapchat account. I love it. I love it. Those messages disappear all by themselves.
politician.
Politician.
I don't know.
Hillary Clinton.
Hillary. Okay.
All right.
It does seem like something sweet
Yeah.
Hillary would be.
It's
saying.
all tied up now. It's 4-4.
Oh,
Next one
boy.
wins it. Here it is. And the last question is, DC is my town, and I thrive in it. Anna.
I'm going to go with a Real Housewife and one of the weird people that tried to infiltrate the correspondence dinner.
dinner
The
in DC.
Saharis or whatever they were called.
That's where I went
You're
to.
correct,
Yeah.
and it's Stacy from DC.
Ah. There
Anna-
you go. You won.
Anna
I
wins.
feel like I didn't, though.
I'm dejected. I'm
Yeah,
not.
I gotta
It's
tell you,
fine.
though-
I'm just happy.
I have one more question.
Oh, I was
Let's
gonna
just
say,
say,
I'm just happy
I'm
we
gonna
don't have
give
to play that game anymore. And then,
Look, you have a chance to tie. This one's easy. This one's easy.
I already had a chance to tie, and I accomplished
We'll
it.
call it a tie if you get this one right. I mean,
I don't mind losing, really.
no, but this is your chance to tie it, and I have no other questions after this. If you get this right, or Anna can buzz in and she'll win by 2.
Yeah.
Here it is. I mean, part of the beauty of me is that I'm rich.
Trump.
There you go. It's all tied up.
All right. Cool. Yay.
Game ends in a tie.
Anna, we did it.
We did it. ANNA wins.
This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by Osea. Wondering what to gift your friends and family this holiday season? Female founded over 25 years ago by a mother and daughter team, Osea's award-winning cleansers, serums, face moisturizers, and body products give you the results you want. Skin that looks and feels amazing. I recently got to try Osea's new body butter, which, like their now famous Undaria algae body oil, transforms dry skin without being greasy, has the same incredible scent, and leaves your skin soft, smooth, and healthy looking. If my experience is any indication, you can count on your partner giving you a lot of compliments. This holiday season, stock up and share your new favorite clean skincare and body care with your friends and family. Unqualified listeners get 10% off your first order with promo code ANNA at OseaMalibu.com. You'll get free samples with every order, and orders over $50 get free shipping. Gifting is always easier if you start early, so head to OSEAMalibu.com. Use code ANNA. This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by State Farm, and in honor of their surprisingly great auto insurance rates, I'm going to tell you about a particularly surprising day on set. It takes me a long time to read a script. For almost every line of dialogue, I will stop to figure out why my character would say it, how it fits in the conversation, and how it's going to come out of my mouth. Between the lines, there are larger chunks of text which describe everything else happening in the scene. Maybe what a room looks like, what characters are wearing, and what they're doing. As I often underestimate how long everything in my life takes, I know I can make up some time by reading those larger chunks a little faster. I got the script for Overboard about 6 months before we started production. I read it in my warm living room, wearing comfortably warm clothes, sipping from a warm mug of tea. Somehow, it never occurred to me that when you jump off a boat in the middle of the ocean, the water is surprisingly cold. And it doesn't get any warmer on take 2. Here at Unqualified, we love State Farm because they provide coverage that meets your needs at a surprisingly great rate. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
Are we ready to go to a caller now?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
It has
Do you know how this works?
No, but I want to check on tomorrow.
You want to check on
I just want to make sure.
Oh, sure,
we're
sure,
looking
sure.
at time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
3:16?
Oh, see?
What time do you have to leave?
3:30.
Okay.
This
Yeah.
is going to be
Great.
perfect. All right. We are going to call Melissa right now.
Melissa?
And
Okay.
she is in West Sacramento, and she's
Do you-
35 years old.
Okay, as we call her in West Sacramento, but does fame make you... Do you feel freaked out?
Hello.
Hey,
Hi, Melissa.
Melissa, Anna was about to ask Anna Chlumsky, who's here with us from VEEP, if fame freaks her out. Hang on for just a second while Anna answers this question.
Oh, well, yes.
I can do that.
The short answer is yes, and we can pick that up in a second. But we should respect our caller and give
it's okay.
time to.
No, the answer would interest me. So you can
Because
I just know that I can talk forever on it, and that's why I'm like, I don't want to waste Melissa's time.
Well, we want to get back to it?
Yeah.
We'll get back to it. So, Melissa, your baby is due in a couple of months.
Congratulations.
And your family and friends are being a bit overbearing and pushy with their advice. Tell us a little more.
So I'm 35 years old. I'm having my first child.
Yay, that's what I did too.
I'm doing 7 weeks, which is very exciting.
Yes.
And scary.
Yes.
So a situation came up with a specific friend of mine, but I can see it happening with everyone in my life. So this specific friend, we've been friends for about 4 years. She had a baby about a year ago, so she's most recently the person that's gone through a lot of this stuff.
Yes.
And her advice would be helpful, but it's hard to cut some of like the BS judgment that she gives me from like the actual good stuff. Mm-hmm. So specifically, one day we were talking about like childcare, for example, and she asked, where are you planning on sending the baby? How many places did you look at? I told her I went to 2, and instantly it was like, oh, you have to look at more. You can't just look at 2 and that's it, and it's like, well, my husband and I are happy with our decision, and I don't have time to interview 5 daycare centers.
Word.
Like, we're comfortable.
Word.
And then another situation was we're talking about maternity leave, and she asked how long I planned on staying out. I told her I was thinking about 3 months, and instantly it was, oh, you're never going to be able to do it.
What?
Your baby needs you longer than that. You're going to need more time to adjust being a mom.
Oh, boy.
Which the reality is, she may be right. Like, all those things may be true. Mm-hmm. But I feel like there's a better way to say it. Like, she explained, like, my experience with going back was a little difficult because I had these problems. And I just feel like I'm scared enough as it is that I'm going to have problems. And I don't need someone telling me, like,
and it's not just your. I'm sorry, Anna. It's not just your friend, but your family. They're meddling as well, and they're being really pushy.
My family's just like a little bit more annoying. They like want to pick the baby name, and I don't want to find out the sex of the baby, and they are like very angry about that, and little things like that.
Well, that's the first of all, not a little thing, but that's a separate issue. Number one, let's think about your friend. Okay, so your friend is clearly jealous and has issues with like control in your life.
Well, and also, I just want to step in too, because I go through this a lot, and I get very anxious. I always say it's so much easier to raise my child not in public. than in front of, and you'll see what I mean. And it's because no one knows what the F they're doing. None of us, like no parent knows what we're doing. We can hope that with experience and instinct that we will come out of this well. And we can trust that. And usually it does, but no one actually knows. So especially with the moms, there's so much insecurity. And with the insecurity of whether or not they're doing the right thing, or if they did the right thing, then they project it on other moms, and it's effing unfair, and it's not supportive, and it's unfortunately, it's one of the first things that we have to start learning to like really just trust our own instincts. And like you said, it sounds like you have such a good handle. And you and your husband have a good handle on what's right for you guys. The fact that you didn't go and run and find more daycares to do just because your friend said so. You're like, no, I'm comfortable.
No, if the first one you run into feels awesome,
good, it's good.
Great.
Yep.
You don't have to spend time doing the whole tour of bunch of different fucking shit.
Right. And it's, yeah, you don't. I mean, you don't. And if, you know, your friend wanted to, it's because that's what satisfied her. But of course, you're a different person. And it's, you know, and unfortunately, she felt threatened that it didn't take you as much, you know, as it did for her.
Yeah.
You know, with the maternity leave issue, it's, you know, the bottom line is it's like, you haven't done it yet. Like I do this with, I'm going to have my second. And I'm, you know, terrified too. And I remember what I kept saying with the first, which is, I don't know how I'm going to do this because I haven't done it yet. Like, it's pure logic. Like, there's no way we are going to know how we feel until it's being done. So,
and there's so much pressure with like postpartum and thinking about, you know, what the situation could be. And I could, you know, it's possible to get the blues. So many women do, and they fight
it. I believe that it's, I believe it's a rule. I did too. Yeah. I believe it's a rule. I think that hospitals need to start saying when you get, not if you get, so that we stop trying to fight it.
Yeah.
Because there's a spectrum. There will be a little bit or more or a lot, but it happens, you know?
Sure. I totally,
yeah. So yeah,
I'm just the type of person that I know if I get in my head about it, that it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, you know? So, I mean, I want advice.
So,
obviously,
Melissa,
I'm calling for advice, but I just want less judgment.
Yes.
You know?
Can you distance yourself, like, politely from this person? Because I don't think this person has your best interest right now. I mean, I don't, not to say that she's out to get you in any way, but I don't think that she's really being very empathetic.
Well, it's not good company right now. I mean, to put it very pragmatically, you're very vulnerable right now. You need support. You're 7 weeks away from your first child, which is a beautiful thing, but yes, completely daunting. And that's okay. Know that. That's totally okay. I was completely daunted and continue. But it is wonderful. You'll enjoy it. But yeah, it's like life's too short. I don't need to try and please this person by taking her calls right now when it's not going to serve me right now.
They work together, right, Melissa?
Oh,
yes. Well, so that's the thing, is that's kind of like the root of it too. Is yes, we do work together, and we do have a relationship at work as well as being friends.
Yeah.
So, you know, and the hard part is that she's. I feel like when you have to have a block or a condition on your relationship, like we can talk about everything but this piece of my life.
Right.
I feel like it's hard, and I don't want to cut her out because I feel like that maybe that's too much.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, how do you say, like, I will talk to you about everything but my decisions? I mean, so is the answer like, get over it, Melissa, nod your head politely, and call it a day?
It might be.
Or
I
do you
think
have that conversation?
You know what? Personally, I don't. I just went through this actually on my set. There was a woman who didn't work closely with me. Like, it's nobody anybody knows. I mean, she's a wonderful person actually, but.
Mary Malarkey.
Yes, Mary Malarkey. But you know, one of our crew members. You know, because I was in my first trimester on set. Every time she'd get around me, she'd start getting competitive. How long did you breastfeed your child? I did that. Oh, you know, and I'm like, well, 5 months. And she's like, yeah, I did a year. And I'm like, oh, well, you win. I was just like, you win, you know? And it's like, oh, well, you know, you have to put the oil on your cervix because of blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, you know what? I'm glad that you're proud of what you did. Yeah. I got an epidural. I'm sorry that disappoints you. Can't do it. But bottom line was,
I want someone to put oil on my cervix.
Ooh, it's like, anyway.
Right now.
Yikes. But, well, that's a little much. Anyway,
Anna,
you can do it.
You
can
do it.
This
for
woman
me?
will do it for you. I promise. Mary Malarkey will come and do that for you. No, but what I had to do is I just had to, if she was around, I just had to not be in the room with her alone, basically. And it worked. And, you know, it wasn't forever. And eventually you just, you know, or you can change the subject. It's like, you know, if it's not somebody who, you know, is going to be the godmother of your child, then I don't think you necessarily have to have an enormous conversation about it. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just enough to just know your people, you know.
But Melissa,
that's true.
You are facing the problem of the modern working mother.
Yep.
And
It keeps
I get it.
yeah, it doesn't
Like the LA moms here are so crazy. I feel like I'm constantly messing up. And I just sort of have to kind of combat it one day at a time. Like,
yeah, and it's
idea
just,
like,
and a bottom line is, it's like we can never really judge. Like me and Mary Catherine, who plays my sister on the show, talk about this all the time. It's like we don't know what happened that day that mom is doing that thing in the Target at her kid. Like we don't know if that's just the day she snapped or what. You know, like none of us can really say, and none of us can really, aside from like absolute abuse, which is horrible. You can't judge other people's styles. You can't, because we don't know their situation, and this is unfortunately something that's not going to go away. As your mom, and you know, we have toddlers, but you know, the more school, the more parents. I mean, it's all just going to compound.
Melissa, it's horrible. It's horrible.
It's the least, I would say it's probably the least enjoyable.
Keep that IUD in?
Oh, stop it! No, but I do think it's the least enjoyable thing about being a parent is other parents.
Yeah.
But you know what?
I mean, I can't
it makes you
imagine
stronger.
I can't imagine in like the LA. I mean, I'm, you know, suburbia basically.
Yeah, and I'm Brooklyn,
and
so it's but Brooklyn's the same. I mean, like,
crazy.
they're funny too.
it's that whole, like you said about how long do you breastfeed? It's like, if it works, it works. If it doesn't,
exactly.
It doesn't.
Whatever's right for me, whatever's right for my kid, whatever, you know, first and foremost, whatever's right for my kid. And then two, I'm not going to kill, you know, like they're great. Like this. Yeah, it's this competition that women have is it's a real epidemic, and we have to support each other more, because it's just
that's awful.
It's just gross. It's gross. So I'm sorry that you're already kind of going through it. You know, I think it'll be good practice.
And just know, Melissa, that like 95% of the women out there that have kids are on your side.
Yeah.
Like
it's the God's honest truth. I always say that. I say 99% of the people I encounter with my child actually respond correctly and kindly, but it's that 1% that just sticks with me forever. Right. You know what I mean?
Like the one parent, I remember one time I was with Jack, I don't know, we were in Santa Monica or something, and I'd forgotten to bring sunblock. And there was a parent applying sunblock in the line to like a toddler ride, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, would you mind if I had some sunblock?" And the look of judgment of like,
really?
Please.
Oh no!
Oh my God!
Okay.
Exactly. You know what?
You can have some of my, and I'm like,
I'm so much better than
fucking
you.
Want my fucking autograph, you fucking bitch? Don't you know who the fuck I am?
This is to maybe put a button on it. It sounds to me, Melissa, like you have your head on absolutely straight, and you should not be afraid of you know, following. Like the best advice that was given to me, and no kidding, it was given to me the day I ended up having to go to the hospital and getting induced, was instincts. The best is your instincts. You can read your books. I definitely read books, whatever, but it's always going to come down to your instinct, and that's different from desire. You know, you may want to go and pick up your baby when they need to sleep, but your instinct is like, just let them learn on their own.
Let them alone.
Yeah, things like that. So it's, you know, so already you and your husband have figured out what's right for you on many occasions, and it's just going to continue like that, and you will get so good at it, and you will get so well practiced at it. And this is just one of those moments that and opportunities for you to practice it, you know, and just let her.
I've gotten,
Melissa,
I'm really good at doing the opposite of like what my family wants me to do. You know, I've like in my 35 years, I've really learned that skill.
Good.
It's just this outside.
Yes, because you didn't expect it.
Have a tougher skin on.
Exactly. It's okay.
Hey, Melissa, we have to go, but
Melissa, will you please know that what you're going through is the story of every sane woman?
Yeah.
And
And I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
And
Yes.
will you please check in with us later? Because you know what? The crazy thing that you're going to be going through, next step of the stage is when your husband's wonderful and agrees to change the diaper and like whatever and takes care of the baby. But then you look at the diaper at this and you realize that there's only 2 left. And you're like, okay, so you didn't look at this, husband? And
You know what, though, they say, and this is great advice, too, we can't criticize them because then they're going to not want to do anything. That's what I hear. I mean, that's
you have to coddle, like
No, you don't have to coddle them. I don't agree. No, I don't agree to coddle them at all. No. But, like, you can't, but there is merit in not doing everything for them, even if it's not perfect or the way you would do it.
Right.
That's all I mean.
Yes.
So
It's
true.
like,
No,
it's
totally
like,
agree
because
with
otherwise
you.
you'll end up doing it all on your own, and it's your own
being
fault.
frustrated. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to sanitize. And
Accept
sanitize
help.
Again.
I think that's the point I'm making.
Sanitize again.
Accept help. Accept the help.
Do you remember the sanitation process? Like,
Oh my God, we got so good at it, and then it's gone. It's so crazy. You are so in it. You are like, or like when they first start eating purees, you are like a puree goddess. I'm like, oh yeah, I got this system down. I know that, and it's done in like a month. Then they're eating solids already. It's crazy. I mean, it's so fast.
you can't tell Melissa that because it's going to feel really
It's going to feel long. It's going to feel long. And then on the other side, you're going to be like, whoa, when did that happen? So,
That's true.
And then you're going to get in my predicament where then you're going to get knocked up again.
All right.
Melissa, it's been a pleasure.
God bless.
Melissa, I hope that we
Thank
helped.
you guys so much.
It's gonna
I
be
appreciate
wonderful.
Your help so much, Anna and Anna and Sim. Thank you for everything.
Hey,
Absolutely.
will you please
Congratulations.
keep in touch and congratulations?
thank you.
And
Guys have a good day.
honestly, I want to know, Melissa, before we hang up,
Yeah.
I really do want to know, like, will you please send us an email after your baby's born and let us know how
Yes,
you're,
I'll tell
how
you if
you're
it's
feeling?
a boy or a girl, since I don't even know.
I would love that. I would love that. And I want to know how you're feeling because the postpartum thing is a real deal.
Again,
And I want to hear.
and
I will.
accept help.
Thank you
It's
guys
fine.
very much.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thanks a
Okay.
lot.
All right. Love you, Melissa.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Oh,
Oops. She said
All
thanks.
right,
It's
she
fine.
said
That's
thanks.
you, typical.
I always do
Typical.
that. I'm always do
Such
that.
a dick.
I know,
You never
I
want to
know.
hear that
Never-
anyone loves you.
I know. Yeah. Well, she loves you.
Yes.
Anna, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I
Thank
know
you.
we know that you have a panel, and I'm so thrilled though that you were here.
Thank you. This was great. I mean, I can see why you would want to just spend all day because it's really lovely.
It's fun, isn't
so
it?
nice. And now that do you hear? Now I'm breathing from my bowels, which is what you should do. Like, come
your
on,
bowels?
Well, you know what I mean. Like, I'm actually like breathing well.
Right.
I'm not nervous anymore. How about
but
that?
you were never nervous.
I was.
Really?
Yeah,
to
you can tell
urinate.
when you listen to it. You'll hear. I'm such a theater nerd. It's all voice, but like you'll hear that the voice is coming from my chest and my throat in like
Yeah.
a certain point, and then I remark on it.
Aw.
But it's fine now.
We're so happy to have you
I'm
here.
so glad we got to talk to that one to her.
I know.
because that is such.
Sim, good.
Well, I did that on purpose. Obviously.
know.
It's
Well
not like it was
done.
a
You did.
random call.
I know. I
Yeah.
didn't think you needed. Well, of course, you need credit. Good job,
Thank
Sim.
you. I do.
But seriously,
Everyone
though,
deserves
good job.
credit.
No,
No, but
it was really
No, the
well.
advice you gave her was amazing.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so
know.
frightening. It's all so frightening, and other people just don't effing help sometimes. But 99% of the time, they do.
That's true.
They do. You know,
Yeah.
people on the plane do know how to put their headphones on most of the time.
And they're like people are forgiving
Yeah,
and
they
people
get
are
it.
kind.
Most people get it. It's just those assholes.
I know.
I've got two. I've just got two women who like just sit there. They're like little demons telling me I'm a bad mom. And they just and that's in 2.5 years too. So that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Okay, so Anna, when are you coming back to Los Angeles?
I don't know because it'll probably be when we start shooting again. So that'll be after this and I hope to take some time
Yes.
before having to do that.
So Veep is Sunday night,
Yeah.
and it's at 9:30,
10:30.
10:30.
Yeah.
It's so
Yep.
fucking good. It is such a fucking great show.
We love it.
It
We
is
love it.
so you are just unbelievable on it.
Thank you.
And it really is like I have a few HBO shows that get queued up, but Veep is always number one.
Oh, that's awesome.
and
Thank
just
you.
love what you do.
We're happy to hear it.
And
I speak for the collective.
but Anna, truly, Like we really are. And at some point, I do want to get in a longer conversation about fame.
Yeah.
Next time you're here, we would
Yeah.
love to have you. If you bring your husband, we'd love to have your husband on as well.
he would not want to.
Okay.
Well,
But he'll appreciate the sentiment.
Great. Follow us on Twitter and on Instagram and on Facebook. It's at Unqualified. And thank you so much for
and on
listening.
Snatch Chat.
Snatch Chat.
Yikes.
It's a new app I've come up
Meow.
with. It's my vagina.
And it disappears
Talking.
instantly.
Good night, everyone.